What's good, YouTube? It's of course Leviathan Prophecy, and shout out to Six Rings of Steel. I'll put the video in the description box down below. I was gonna think about ranting, but it's not in my DNA because it's just so much issues wrong with the Brooklyn Nets. Like, I'm just glad I'm not a fan of that atrocious franchise that has never won anything. And this is not me ranting, this is just me telling the truth. They literally have never won a championship. Most fans might argue, say, oh, what about the ABA era? That was different. You know what I'm saying? Like, that era alone was different of basketball. Y'all had 16 teams. No, I think y'all had 12 teams instead of 32. You know what I'm saying? Now y'all have 32, but back in the ABA years, I think y'all had 12 or 16 teams. Y'all had a lot of great stars come through this organization. From Jason Kidd to Vince Young to, Dr. J, you know what I'm saying, to now Kevin Durant. So y'all had a little bit success when y'all was in New Jersey, moved to Brooklyn. Y'all thought Joe Johnson was gonna, save y'all with Dan Williams and Brook Lopez. I mean, I could just go on and on and on. But wow. I'm not shocked that they got swept. I had predicted it, you know what I'm saying? So why would I be shocked that they got swept? I was right on two things. I was right on Kevin Durant scoring under 15 points. No, 17 points, but it was 16. I was off by one measly point. And I was right on them being swept. I know they was going to get swept. Why? Because they have no defense. They have no DNA. Championship teams like the Miami Heat, like the Boston Celtics, they have won multiple championships. They know how to get it done. Brooklyn Nets, they don't know how to get it done because they never been in that position, So until they get the right coach, right system in there, they're just gonna be one and done in the playoffs each and every time. And I know Vegas, they're gonna dumb y'all. They're gonna lower y'all to their level, saying, "Oh, Brooklyn Nets is 1,200 plus favorites to win it all next year." Watch when the Vegas R comes out. Watch how the Brooklyn Nets is gonna be favored to win it all again, because that's what the Sharks does. The Sharks, they know that a lot of people are gonna be betting on the Brooklyn Nets to win a championship. So what they do is they get you to bet on the Brooklyn Nets because they know that they have a higher ceiling than any other teams. You know what I'm saying? The teams with no defense, no chemistry, no flow general, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You get swept. Hell, we got gentlemen swept last year by the Hawks. The Hawks could have done the same thing the Celtics could have done, But we beat them in game 2. And then after that, they just took off, And now look at them. They're struggling, down 3-1, which I believe Miami Heat will close that game. I don't think they're going to force. Now, as bad as Trae Young has been playing, he might probably go through the same thing Kevin Durant has gone through. When you're facing a Miami Heat team with great defense, great role players, two good star players in Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, plus obviously PJ Tucker. Kyle Lowry is not playing tonight, so that might probably be an issue. But I know the Miami Heat have a lot of good point guards. But Miami Heat have to close out tonight. You cannot let the Hawks sit around, hang around, go in your refrigerator, drink all your Kool-Aid, eat all your food, and say F your couch. You know what I'm saying? Like you cannot let them do that. You have to take care of business just like how the Celtics kid took care of business. You know what I'm saying? Because usually Nets fans are like, oh, y'all can have those. The first game 1 and game 2, Nets fans are probably saying, oh, like we already know the Celtics are the number 2 seed. They're gonna have home court advantage throughout the playoffs. The first 2 games is gonna be at home. We'll let them have it. We're tired when we get back to Brooklyn. It's gonna be 2-2, right? That's what Nets fans were saying in their minds. Nah, nah, you cannot. Like I said, man, the way they play in a regular season, they could get away with it. They could get away like they could literally get away with it if it's in the regular season. But come postseason time, it does not get it done. Scoring does not get it done. You have to play both ends. You have to play defense and offense. You just can't play ISO gang like it is what it is at the end of the day, man. I mean that ISO gang crap don't work in the playoffs, man. Like it could get it done in a regular season, don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because teams don't necessarily, I'm not gonna say teams don't try, but they don't try with emphasis to, say, damn, like how can we stop this, 1-2 punch, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to the nitty gritty, when it comes time, they collapse. They collapse. And I've been saying that defense travels. You can have a great defense will always cancel out a great offense. That's what the great Ray Lewis once said. Like you can have all your great running backs, you can have all your great receivers, great tight ends, but if you get the Michael Singletary of the world, if you get the Lawrence Taylors of the world, if you get one of the best Lane Train of the world, if you get a Troy Polamalu with Ed Reed, yeah, they might make a mistake here and there, but they'll make it when it counts. They'll make the interception. They'll make the fumble when it counts. You know what I'm saying? That's why defense is so keyed on sometimes, because once you know how to manage and discombobulate an offense like the Brooklyn Nets, sky's the limit. Now there's teams like there's teams like the Milwaukee Bucks that have it on both ends, that could do it on both ends. So it's gonna be not easy. It's not gonna be easy when it comes to the Milwaukee Bucks. But when it comes to teams like the Trae Youngs or the Atlanta Hawks or the Brooklyn Nets, easy peasy. Easy peasy. But I believe Miami is going to win this series, and that's just going to be it. Yeah, so like I said before, Kyrie, listen, okay, so Kyrie Irving, like I said, good vibes. I know this is a female shirt, but who cares? Yeah, but if I was the Brooklyn Nets, I would get rid of Kyrie Irving. What does he bring you besides offense? At least with Ben Simmons, yes. Okay, Ben Simmons is a headache, but once he gets his mind right, he could be pretty dangerous. I know a lot of people are going to bash him and say, oh, he's a bust, or he's this, he's that. Whatever he's going through, I'm pretty sure next year he's going to put that all behind him, and he's going to get ready to kick the season off mid-October, or whenever the season starts. Kyrie Irving needs to get out of Brooklyn. I know Kyrie and KD are best friends, but you have to put that aside. This is business. If KD wants to go down as one of the best small forwards of all time, to say that I don't need Clay, I don't need Curry, I don't need Draymond Green, I don't need the Warriors, he has to do it by himself. Don't listen to the pundits. Don't listen to the broadcasters. KD did the best thing by leaving. Why? Because if he would have stayed, he would have been living under whose shadow? Curry's shadow, right? Oh no, Kevin Durant, don't stay. We need you. But me, I gotta mold my own destiny. I can't be living under people's shadow. I can't be living under Stephen Curry's shadow because guess what? It don't matter what I do. Curry's gonna get all the credit. If I would have done it things my way, if I would have done things the Antetokounmpo way, the Giannis Antetokounmpo way, people wouldn't say anything because I went to the organization that I have never won a championship. I delivered that championship hand promise, just like Kawhi Leonard did, just like LeBron James went back to Cleveland did. But Kevin Durant, I don't know if he don't have the pieces. I don't know if it's the coaching. I don't know if it's the Brooklyn Nets atmosphere. I don't know if it's the lack of failed playoff attempts. I don't know what it is. But there's something fishy and stink in Brooklyn. You know, y'all can put all the pieces around him all you want to. But if an organization don't have that championship pedigree, where are you going to get it from? Because obviously you can't get it from KD because KD dick ride Golden State Warriors. He didn't do it the old-fashioned way. You know what I'm saying? Like he went to the team that beat him to go get those 2 rings. You know, like imagine if he didn't made that decision. He would have been ringless right now. He would have had no rings. So he would have been going to the organization with no atmosphere, with no rings, with no history of nothing, just overhyped players that were great but couldn't get it done. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you got Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is another knucklehead. I'm happy that the Knicks didn't choose him. I'm excited that he didn't go to the Knicks, even though we're desperately for a point guard. But we stuck our guns and we said no. We made that mistake with Carmelo Anthony, even though we didn't give too much up to give Carmelo Anthony, but we still could have kept our core that we had, add Carmelo Anthony to that, and it would have been perfect. You know what I'm saying? But it all panned out at the end of the day because we won the Atlantic Division for the first time. We won 55 out of 28 games. We got past Boston for the first time, but it was just those pesky Pacers we couldn't get past. But you know, with emerging Paul George, and that reminded me too. That series reminded me of this series. You know, pesky defense, up and coming Paul George reminds me of Jason Tatum. You know, when obviously Paul George was in his Indiana days. You know what I'm saying? Like he just took that game over, you know. Give Miami hits, gave Miami Heat with LeBron James fits. You know what I'm saying? So, but it is what it is at the end of the day, man. But for Kyrie needs to get up out of Brooklyn. I'm sorry, he just does. Go to a contending team. Go to a team that need a point guard. You know. If I was Kyrie, my destination pick would have probably been the Grizzlies. Nah, the Heat. Think about it. Kyrie and the Heat. I'm just saying, Kyrie in the Heat. Just saying, if he would have opted out or whatever he wants to do, because if Brooklyn accepts that 5 years deal, they're gonna be sitting ducks for the next 5 years. Kyrie's gonna be missing games left and right. Tell you, bro. With talent comes baggage. Don't matter how great you are, you know. But it is what it is. As far as my Knicks go, I know I'm gonna put this in all one video because I don't wanna, I got a lot of stuff to do. So I'm just gonna put this in one big video. For my Knicks, we had a great year. Okay, we had a great year. Obviously, a lot of things didn't go according to plan. We were the fourth seed last year. This year, we didn't make the playoffs. But if we continue to mold our young core, build around RJ, somehow get Randall's head up straight, whether we want to trade him or whatever he wants to do, because obviously he has no intentions of wanting to play for us no more. So the best thing is to let him go, see what we can get from him, and just move forward and just move and build over and build around Topping and RJ, and quickly. You know what I'm saying? See what we could get through the draft, free agency, and take it from there. You know? But it is what it is. I'm not in the front office. I don't make the moves. It's their decision. I'm just a fan that cheers and boos. I never boo the Knicks. Sometimes I do, but I get frustrated. But it's a game. You got 82 games left. You know what I'm saying? So we just had a very good year. Very up and down year. I thought we was going to take that to the next level, but obviously we didn't. Hopefully next year we could try it again with a new regime, with a new offense. Obviously, Tom Thibodeau is obviously coming back because, like I said before, you never want to give an unexperienced head coach a coaching gig. It happened to Jason Kidd. It happened to Steve Nash. You know what I'm saying? You never want to do that. Now, obviously, they're not Nick Nurse or they're not, the head coach for the Boston Celtics. They're not none of those guys. You know what I'm saying? And those guys had to sit behind somebody. They were assistants. Jason Kidd had to sit behind somebody. Steve Nash only had 1 year of experience overseas. Oh no, he was an assistant to the Olympics. But obviously running a team versus playing for a team, it's totally different. So I don't want to go through that phrase. I don't want another Fizdale. I don't want another Hornacek. I don't want another Fisher. I just want somebody like a Tom Thibodeau that I know that's going to install that feisty defense in us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want no lackluster head coach that I have no idea what he's doing. I don't want that. Call me crazy, but I'd rather Tom Thibodeau than any coach that's unexperienced. Because what do you get from an unexperienced head coach? The same crap you got from Fizdale. Same crap you got from Fisher. Mike Woodson sat behind multiple teams as an assistant. That's why he got better. He got better and he knew what he was doing. So, it is what it is. But we will be back. We will be back. And the difference between the Knicks and the Nets is the Knicks didn't get swept. We got gentlemen swept. That's the difference. Y'all got swept. Y'all ain't even win one game. We could have won 2 games, but obviously the Hawks was just too loaded on offense. We had the defense that year, but it was just too much. Everybody almost out of almost besides the center, almost everybody can shoot. So the Hawks are a very good team. They really are. They had a lot of great histories. I don't want to bash any Hawks fans. You know what I'm saying? Y'all had Dominique for a very good majority of his career. So y'all had pretty good players. Josh Smith, obviously. So, and then plus you had Trae Young. So y'all had some decent players, and obviously Matumbo. You know what I'm saying? So y'all had some pretty good players over the years. So shout out to all the Hawks fans out there. But you know, yeah.